Good morning and welcome to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter, the show that takes a look at the events and what's happening all around Putnam County, as well as interviews with local, community, and business leaders. And now, sharing his insights and experience, here's Today in Putnam County with County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great week. This week's show, it's on tourism. Tourism recently became a county department inside of Putnam County. My guest this week is Shan Stout. She's the new director of tourism for Putnam County. Hey, Shan, how are you?
I don't feel too new, but I am new to the county.
You're new to the county.
That's true. Bright,
not
shiny
new.
penny.
Yeah, just not new to tourism. You've got actually kind of a long history. You were with tourism when it was at the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
For several years. And most of the revenue that came in for tourism to help the Chamber pay for it came from the county, hotel motel tax. So back in September, Chamber agreed, and we decided it'd be a good thing for the tourism department to come to the county, and so here we are. So how's it going?
Oh my goodness. Well, growth is off the charts. So, part of that transition, as you know, is because we had the new convention center being built at the time. So with that being said, all through the fall, it was being wrapped up and getting ready. And so that overlap, and we've been telling our staff, we've been building the plane as we fly it.
Yep.
So our first events kicked off first week in December. We've had multiple dinners. We've had trainings. We've had civic organization meetings.
Kind of testing the waters, right? To
yes.
Get things
working
acclimated.
out all the kinks.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have a wonderful staff. They were prepared for what they were facing, but none of us knew how fast it was going to grow. So, for instance, last week we got 18 bookings.
Isn't that great?
For the convention center, and we've already booked the expo center, and it's the invisible building to the right.
We haven't even started building yet,
No.
so yeah. Well, it's great. We hadn't really started advertising the convention center. The hype, though, for it started when people started driving down Tennessee Avenue and seeing the building being built over there. I got all kinds of people asking, what's that new building over there? What's the new convention center? We're getting a convention center? Where have you been? Yeah.
Well, at my office, the window faces the street.
Yeah.
So yesterday we had like 3 cars drive by real slow and just look.
Just look.
So they're still just being nosy, trying to figure out what's going on. So it's a beautiful facility.
It is. And we got to get a big sign out. We're working on a grant for that to get the big sign out on the road. But it's going to be a great addition, don't you think, to tourism?
It's been needed for a very long time.
Of course, we got the Chamber of Commerce at Lacey Town Center. They do a lot of events. You've got some of the churches, but not really a large facility like the convention center is to do all kinds of events and to hold that many people. We thought we were getting a convention center back several years ago downtown, and that fell through. And so we were lucky to get a grant from the state, and the county put in a match that money and able to build the facility. So it's,
and I'll say something, Mayor, about the footprint of when it was supposed to be downtown. Parking is already an issue downtown.
Yeah.
So if you would have added that convention center, but we have 7,000 parking spaces where we are now.
Yeah.
Parking is not an issue.
Not going to be an issue.
That is the benefit. And we are the only facility in the state that is a convention center sitting on a fairgrounds right next door to an expo center with all of that parking, all of that space, all of that land, all the growth potential, and you don't even have to get back in your car. It's all walkable. We have the hopes of having a hotel right across the parking lot from us. So then it will be a convention center and hotel. That's going to be a game changer. So many growth opportunities for us. And then, of course, Tennessee Avenue, you're 20 seconds off the interstate, exit 283, and you're at the convention center. So that is a real benefit to people that are looking to book this space from Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville. They're coming, and our footprint of the cost of an event is not only so much lower, but the cost of a hotel. For instance, a Nashville convention of any kind, your hotel rate is usually $380 a night.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Our rate is anywhere between $99 and $129. They call that peanuts. They call that the 1985 rate because in Nashville, that's what that would have been. It is unbelievable the difference in comparison of what an attendee can save.
Well, the big cities have got so expensive, and I know Nashville's growing like crazy, and they attract a lot of events, so they don't have to.
No, they don't have to compete.
No, and but you hear all these people that are wanting to get away from the high prices, high hotel prices, and the traffic. They want to be out someplace. The hotel doesn't sit right on site. They want to be a short drive from that.
Yes.
They want all the restaurants, and they want to be a place that they can get to and not take a terrible long time.
Well, and keep in mind, our hotels don't have paid parking lots. It's free parking.
Right.
There's a lot of things that when an event director or a conference director comes out, like yesterday, they said, so how much is it to park? And I'm like, free. And they're like, yeah, but I mean, like at the hotel, how much is it to park? And I'm like, free.
You should have said $20. Make your check out to Shan Stout.
So it's one of those things they can't believe, because you're getting all of the quality and lack of traffic of a small town, but the economics are phenomenal in comparison. So something that might cost a director $10,000 to put on a conference is costing them like $2,500, and they don't know what to do with that. So
well, they don't think it's right.
It feels like, what's the catch?
Yeah,
I have that. That's
tell me where the
big-
rest of the costs are. And,
where are you going to gouge me in the end? And I'm like, well, you can rent extra tablecloths if you want to. I don't know what to tell you. I've got
It is
nothing else
what
to
it
tell you.
is.
You are done. But it's been great.
I think you believe, like I do, that everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
I look back when we were looking at a place to build a new convention center, new fairgrounds and everything, and down at the Baxter exit where the old racetrack used to be, and I think most folks probably remember that, we were ready to buy that property, and there were some of the county commissioners that just couldn't stand the thoughts of it being that far out and not being in Cookeville, and so that failed. And I'm thinking, here we go, spent all that time on that, and I've got to try to find another piece of property. Huge blessing, though.
Yes.
All of a sudden, 283 exit, we hear about that, it's coming in, start thinking, wow, that'd be a great place for it. Have some landowners down there that are willing to sell. We hit it perfect. We bought that land, got to get 195 acres.
It's a phenomenal property.
For growth for years and years and years. And at the price for that land now is quadruple what we gave for it back then. So it's been a great investment, and it's going to be there for years and years and years to come. And so it's just one of those things. It was just meant to be, it seems like.
We're grateful.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like in our team's role for this, the growth opportunity has we've gone from being a visitors bureau to a convention and visitors bureau, and we're about to have the expo center. We've already booked the expo center. So
we hadn't even built it. We've already booked it.
We booked
You're
it.
a great salesman, Shan. Let me tell you.
Well, I have a friend who says that we could sell a hog a ham sandwich. So I guess that's a compliment. I'm not real sure.
Well, I think it is. You've done well. Hey, we got to take a quick break. You're listening to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. We're going to talk more about tourism, the offices that tourism operates, and a lot of the inside when you start looking at tourism and what it does for our county in a minute. But we got to take a quick break. We'll be back. Stay with us.
And now back to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great week. Our show this week is on tourism, which is an important, can't say it enough, thing for Putnam County. It brings in tourism dollars. People come here, they enjoy themselves, they spend the night, they eat, they go shopping. We're able to get the sales tax, hotel motel tax, and then they go home. And I know that sounds a little rough, but we don't have to provide all the services and everything for them. And we love tourism. And my guest this week, she's the guru of tourism for Putnam County. She's the new department head of tourism. The county took over tourism back in September, and that's Shan Stout. Shan, we've been talking about the new convention center and how it's going to be a great thing. Before we get too far, people are already starting to book the convention center. You're talking about the first segment. We booked like 18 events already. We haven't even started advertising it yet.
We booked 18 last week.
Oh, 18
Prior
in
to
one
that,
week.
We had 32. So, and it just opened. I mean, for real, January 2nd, but we were already hosting events in December. It's been a wild ride.
For folks that would like to book it, can you tell them how they go about doing that?
Okay, it's very, very easy. And, there is no initial commitment commitment. If you have an event date that you want a quote for, you just go to putnamconvention.com and say book an event. And when you do that, you request a quote and you simply fill out the details of what you think. Even if you don't have a whole idea of how many people, give us a guesstimate, your best guess, and then we will send you a quote for services so that you can say, oh, and plus we'll tell you if it's available. If that date's not available, we'll say, look, there's a Friday before and a Friday after, but that date has already been taken. So either way, that gets your foot in the door. That starts a file for your event, and then that's your first point of contact. It's very, very easy. Plus, the nice thing is, once that form is completed and you say, yes, I'm interested in booking your facility, then our new employee, Benton Flatt, he is our assistant manager for the convention center. He will set up a virtual tour of the convention center based on your specs. So if you say, I want dinner for 400 people with round tables, we will set up that room for 400 people with all the parameters you've laid out, and you can get on your computer and walk through the room with the table set up and see if it breathes well or if something looks awkward, and then you can request an edit, a change, and you don't have to like commit to something that you see in real life for the first time at your event and go, oh, I hate this. You know, you can literally see it.
It's kind of, and it's an amazing website. I was playing with it the other day, and you get a 3D image.
Yes.
And it's like you're there and you can see everything set up. I don't know if I've seen that on other websites before, but it's going to be nice for folks that want to know, and maybe it's their first event.
Yes.
And they don't know how they want the table set up.
And it's a new facility. They may be familiar with a different setup in a different facility, but, you know, we have an 8,000 square foot ballroom.
Yeah.
It can seat up to 500 people in a dining style situation. So that's the largest in this region.
Right.
And they can literally see it in real life, see if they like it, and change it if they want to.
Right.
So I wanted, when we first were given this space as part of our role, I wanted us to be the leader, the state-of-the-art leader. So we started looking at how can we solve problems that we've experienced in other venues to where, you know, we've booked a lot of things, we've hosted a lot of things. And so wherever the hiccups were, we tried to take those and find a real life solution that would be long-lasting.
Don't make the same mistakes they did.
Yeah, well, just make it smoother.
Yeah.
The easier it is for them and you, the better the event will likely flow. And so we will run into something now as we're hosting things, and we're like, okay, let's fix that problem before the next event. And so we're adding new processes, new technology, and it's really something to see. I mean, my team impressed me. I mean, like once it was done and we could see the 3D rendering and the 3D models and the diagrams, I was like, this is fantastic. I visited 9 convention centers around this area before we opened, and not one of them had the technology that we are using.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it before.
It is so great. This is more what you see in New York and Los Angeles. You don't see it around here. You don't even see it in Nashville. So we are ahead of the curve, and it makes me very, very proud. I'm thrilled about it.
I am too. It's a beautiful facility, and I think when folks see it, they're going to be proud of it too. We also have the availability. It doesn't have to be a large banquet. This big facility divides down into 3 smaller rooms. If you just want to rent one of the smaller rooms, it's available too, right?
Yes, and we've done everything from luncheons. We are booking like small parties, like there's a small family birthday party that's even coming in. Team meetings, team building, team trainings, business meetings, small conferences. And for instance, coming soon, the small business conference is coming, and they're like, we just want to have 100 people, but then they want to have a breakout session the next day. It's just going to be 30 people.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever. It's a very versatile situation. We call those Waterfall Hall 1, Waterfall Hall 2, and Waterfall Hall 3. So
you could have one big room, 2, one bigger, one smaller, or 3 small.
Yes,
Break it down
and these
either
are
way.
beautiful panel walls. These are not the accordion style walls that you can hear through. They're
soundproof.
They're very nice.
Yeah, they are. And tell folks again, if they'd like to book or come and see the facility, how they do that.
PutnamConvention.com. Everything is there that you need. You can see the photos, our gallery. You can see the basic 3D model, what others have done, and you can also design your own. It's it's very nice. And you can also call us. So we're happy to answer any question that you have.
Absolutely. We're talking with Shan Stout. She's our new director of tourism. She's not new to the director of tourism, but she is in being a county department. The county took over tourism back in September of last year, and Shan's doing a great job. You've kind of doubled. So you had your office over on Broad Street, which is still there.
Yes.
If folks would like to go by, if you know where Cream City is, they're right next door almost to Cream City Ice Cream for the Visitors Bureau. And then you have a Visitors Bureau inside of the new convention center.
Yes. Now, just to clarify, we call it the Cookeville Visitor Shop downtown on Broad Street. That's across from the depot next door to Cream City. And that is a gift shop and also a welcome center. So you can get in free area maps, information, magazines, all the things. But then we have our first welcome center at the Putnam County Convention Center. So it is literally through the doors of the convention center. And we have billboards that are now navigating visitors to come through those doors, use the restrooms, come in, get free area information, peruse the gift shop, and ask any questions. And we also have digital kiosk in both locations. So visitors can plan an itinerary, have it sent to their phone, and then as they get close to the small business or the waterfall or the state park they've chosen on the map or their attraction, it will ping them via text message and say, hey, you're next to Cream City. Would you like to go in and grab a scoop of ice cream? And that is an amazing technology as well.
To get a scoop of ice cream?
Absolutely. That's the best technology.
That's the best part of it, isn't it?
Listen, that's what's being dangerous to work next to Cream City. I'll tell you that.
Oh, that would be terrible for me. I love Cream City ice cream. It and Ralph's Donuts just right down the street.
Listen, I think my new diet plan is having to be at the office at the convention center where I'm not near all the wonderful things that I can eat.
We got to get you something down next to the convention
I guess
center.
so. Maybe I need to DoorDash Ralph's and all the things.
Bring it in. That'd be great. We talk about tourism, and one of the things that we advertise all the time is the waterfalls. And I know we named the rooms at the convention center after waterfalls. Isn't it amazing at the natural resources that we have? And we get so many people that come here to visit just because of those natural resources.
When I go to the governor's conference or the tourism conference, the first thing when somebody goes, oh, you're Cookeville, yeah, land of waterfalls. And they're very disdainful because they're jealous of our natural resources. Yeah. We have this magical wonderland, and it's not like we just have the waterfalls and the state parks and natural areas. We also have this gorgeous, it is a hallmark downtown. It is a downtown with such an eclectic mix of shops. It's, some downtowns have 9 lawyers' offices, 1 flower shop, and nothing else.
That's not us, though.
That is not us. We have everything you could possibly want, and you get to walk and enjoy it all. So visitors get that experience of small town life, but also things that they want to purchase, not just things for locals, but these are great things that are very unique. Some things are handmade, hand curated for sure, and everything from clothes to plants to coffee to souvenirs to t-shirts and everything. And then, then you can grab lunch or dinner or both, and all of it is walking distance to one another. So I have the easiest job on earth in marketing our destination, and the waterfalls, they market themselves nearly. When we post anything about a waterfall, we get hundreds of thousands of likes on social media alone. And we have been featured in so many magazines, I've lost count in 2024. So it's been great.
Well, and I remember a time, maybe before your time, when the downtown, the west side that we call it, and up to the square was dying.
Yes.
That used to be
as many downtowns are in that same scenario right now.
If you go back in the history of Cookeville and Putnam County, that was the most vibrant area of the square in the west side for years and years and years. People gathered, they shut the streets down and had big sales in the stores and everything. And then it started dying off. We had some of the buildings that got damaged by fires and all kinds of things. And then Cityscape came along. And that's what brought it back. And I think we do. We have one of the most vibrant downtowns of any community our size that I know of. And that's great for you to be able to sell for tourism.
Oh, it's fabulous. And that's why we keep our downtown visitor shop. We can literally point. We'll stand on the sidewalk and say, now here's where you want to go first. And then you walk down this way and then you go over this way. We develop that itinerary map for them because based on what they say their interests are. And it is just a wonderful opportunity. And speaking of Cityscape, Fair and Kefauver, is
doing a great job, isn't she?
She is doing a phenomenal job. I cannot say enough about her. We work very closely with her. We help each other. When she needs something, I'm but a phone call away. And when I need something, that doesn't happen. Sometimes the chamber, the county, the city, and the Main Street director, which is our cityscape, they don't all play nicely together. They're kind of in a weird competition. And we see that fracture in other counties. And it is a battle. I mean, a battle, even between Parks and Rec and Leisure Services. Like, they all get involved. Everybody's competing for a market share that they all should be supporting together. And so I don't get it. Farron doesn't get it. You don't get it. Mayor Wheaton doesn't get it, because we all play so nice. And Parks and Rec Leisure Services, I mean,
everybody gets along.
There are wars, all out wars in other counties that they'll come to me and say, how do you get along well with do you have a good relationship? And I'm like,
we get
asked, a great relationship.
I get asked that all the time is, what are y'all doing so special?
We get along. We understand.
Why would you not
picture.
Want to? Yeah, why would you not want to get along? Because if you're working against each other, you're not going to be successful.
No,
if you're working together as a team, who cares who gets the credit? Okay,
not me.
I don't care if Shan Stout gets all the credit. It makes Putnam County look good. I don't care if the city gets the credit. It doesn't make any difference. If we're all working together, it's for the citizens. That's our job.
You got to know what your goal is.
Yeah.
Your goal is not self-promotion or competition.
No.
Your goal is to make your local community have a better quality of life, better assets to be able to improve their life, and that in turn also for our visitors to come. Either way, when you're doing something to build the visitor experience, guess what? That builds your residents' experience, because they can take advantage of the same opportunities.
And we're all public servants.
Yes.
We're here to serve the public. We got to take a break, Shan. We really hit good on that one. You're listening to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And now back to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. I hope you're having a great week. Our show this week is about tourism, and I've got the expert in Putnam County on tourism. That's Miss Shan Stout. She's our guest this week. We've been talking about tourism is under the county now. It's a new county department. I moved from the chamber back in September. We've also got the new convention center that's now open, and we've been talking about it and all the events that are coming up. Shan, let's start with that. So we've already got some events booked that we know that's coming. I think you said in previous episode that we had, 18 booked in one day or 1 week or something?
This past week was 18 events. And then prior to that, kicking off the new year, 32 events. We're booking all the way into 2027, and we had a request for 2028 yesterday.
That is crazy.
I mean,
we haven't even started advertising yet.
No, we have not, for a very good reason. So this is why we've held back our ad campaign, not only because we want to get our processes in place and our, moving forward, all our paperwork and our website built, all the things. But if you have an event in Putnam County and you want to come to the convention center, please, 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 this is your tiny window of time to be able to get it on our books. If you know, and just even do a hold date, if you don't have all the particulars, and we will make you first right of refusal. Like before we have anybody from out of town coming and calling us, we'll be like, listen, we have someone that's already interested in that date. Let us call and see if they want to keep it or release it. That would be you. So if we've tried to give everyone an opportunity to book any training, any meeting, any dinner, any luncheon, anything that you have that you think, the convention center might be great, please reach out to us. Because if they don't, Mayor,
it's booking up.
We're about to do a national ad campaign that is going to go everywhere to every single state. And I mean, we're the low-cost leader in this region with a brand new convention center. So understand that has its own power and own draw, because it's like when you open a new fast food restaurant in town and everybody for 2 solid weeks packs the drive-thru. This is about to be those 2 weeks where the drive-thru is going to be packed and they're going to book us out.
If you want, you got to get in quick.
That's right. That's right. So PutnamConvention.com or call us, and there's just a very easy form online. You just fill it out. out with all the details that you know, and then we'll reach back out to you and give you a quote for services and tell you if we're available. So we already have a lot of dates that are already booked or being held. So please, we want to help our community first. But to do that, you got to reach out to us.
Got to get to it. We already got some events booked. One of them is we got a big home show or something coming.
Yes, we have the Putnam County Home Show. That's coming February 21st and 22nd to the Convention Center. And that is going to be outdoors and indoors. And spoiler alert, I hear that they are even building a tiny house in the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
I am so curious myself. So you will want to come out to this. It is going to be great. And they have already booked the Expo Center for as soon as it's ready. So
we haven't even built it yet.
We have not even built it yet.
But we're going to start.
I hope so.
Yes, we're starting this summer. So it's coming. So they kind of call that is it a micro?
A micro show. They were formerly at the Nashville Fairgrounds. So if you've ever been to the home show at the Nashville Fairgrounds, this is that home show relocating to Cookeville. So they're going to be inside the Convention Center, which again is 8,000 square feet. I think they have 65 vendors. And then when the Expo Center comes, that's going to be more like 65,000 square feet. So it's just like a Walmart. I mean, that's going to be, incredible. We are just so excited about that project, that growth.
To have those two facilities sitting side by side
it doesn't happen anywhere. If anybody's in the convention space, you have to drive somewhere else to get to the Expo Center. You're not just right there all together. So the feasibility of how the ease of this and being off the interstate, right off the interstate, all the stars aligned, Mr. Mayor, all the stars aligned. And we are just in this beautiful spot for growth. And again, our growth, if I do my job really, really well, then that means Putnam County residents have lower taxes.
Yes,
so I should be your best friend.
The more tourism dollars we bring in hotel, motel tax, and sales tax, the easier it is to keep our property taxes low.
Absolutely. So I'm working really, really hard to make that happen. It affects me too. I want my taxes to be as low as possible.
Absolutely. Any other events that we've got coming that you know about?
We do. Now, TSSAA is coming back to Cookeville. That's going to generate tourists. They come here in droves. The restaurants are packed. I'm so sorry. That is going to be March 6th through 8th. So mark your calendar for the locals who like to have a heads up that all of these several thousand people are going to be in town for the Division II basketball. And then it's going to be at the Hoop, absolutely. And we need volunteers. So the Visitors Bureau, we recruit volunteers for this event, people that can take tickets, stamp hands, navigate people to say, go to the right, go to the left. It's a very simple job. It's a hospitable job. It's a fun job because it's very fast paced and you just have multiple people coming through the door just constantly for hours. So you can volunteer for a 2-hour shift. You can volunteer for a 4-hour shift. But it really is a fun way to give back to the community and meet a whole lot of people. So, and if those people go, and then the first thing they ask is, where do we need to eat? Because when they're done, they're hungry, their kids hungry. And so we have a QR code up on the big screen on the Jumbotron to send them to all the restaurants, all the attractions. We put our dining guide up there and send them a link to that. So we try to take care of everybody to drive them out to the small businesses and the local restaurants to be able to support that bottom line and help them out as well. And then we have, coming up in the spring, Banana Pudding and Strawberry Festival. They're both coming, and that's a very popular event here in Cookeville as well. So lots going on.
If we're not careful, we're going to put Cookeville on the map, do you think?
Well, we try to hit the sweet spot, Mayor, because you know how it is. Too much growth, and we don't want the traffic and the congestion and being overpopulated. But we do like to have plenty of visitors here during season and let them spend all their money and help our sales tax dollars, our lodging tax dollars, and then send them home.
And we wave bye to them and say, please come back. Yeah, it's great. We got about a minute left, so we don't want everybody to think that you and I do it all.
Oh, no.
You've got a good staff that works with you that are amazing, and your staff's growing.
Yes.
Had to book
having
all the events and take up and take down at the convention center and 2 offices and everything. Shout out to them and the job that they do.
Well, I'd like to say, my marketing director is Tessa Davis, and she's been with us for a while now. Taylor Plush, retail and inventory, and she's handling all the things you see to purchase in both welcome centers and all the information, making sure that we're fully stocked. And then Benton Flatt, who is the new assistant manager over the convention center. So you'll deal with him if you book an event. And then, of course, Izzy Davis is our wonderful sales associate who has been promoted to manager at the visitor shop. And that happened yesterday. Congratulations, Izzy. And we also have part-time, what we call the reset team for the convention center, which is a whole slew of part-time people that come in and help set up the event, take down the tables. And I said, you're getting paid to do CrossFit all day long. I mean, it's a pretty good gig. I'm paying you to be in shape. So that's the way we look at it.
Well, y'all are doing a great job, and you are a great asset to Putnam County. We're so glad that you're a part of our government now, running your own department.
Well, thanks for trusting us.
Absolutely.
Because we are so happy to be here.
Well, thanks for being on the show. Keep up the good work, and see you in a few months and talk some more about tourism.
I'd love it.
That's our show for this week. Hope you join us every week for Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and may God continue to bless Putnam County.
You've been listening to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.